Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is the Echols Unlimited podcast. I'm your host, Terrence Echols, and today I have the privilege of talking to one of my very good friends. His name is Braden Bell. This is Braden's third appearance on the podcast, so shout out to him for tying the record. Braden and I go way back. We were teammates at Marist College for 3 seasons. He's a great player, even better person. He just finished up his grad transfer year at Prairie View A&M in the SWAC conference. Shout out to Braden. I wish him the best of luck. He's now going to pursue a professional career, but huge shout out to him for coming on. Huge shout out to him as a player and as a person. So please take the time to check it out, and please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to support the podcast in any possible way. I really appreciate it. Enjoy.
First year when we played Niagara, that was like probably the closest thing to a cakewalk we had. And we were last. We were last in conference then too.
Yeah, because we had
But
swept them in the regular
yeah, but
season.
then they like changed up their whole game plan for the third time around. Which is what
They
you're
like,
supposed to do.
yeah, they like weren't playing any games with JJ. That was the thing, is like
Yeah,
JJ had dominated them all year, and then they'd start. I forgot what they did.
they were
Either
like double, triple
they
teaming him.
trapped him
Yeah,
trapped him on every catch. Instead of like normally sometimes you see teams trap on like the first two dribbles. Like they trapped him the second he caught it. Um, I forgot what else they did, but it was just a tough night for us. They played really tough defense, from what I
yeah,
remember. And then next year,
certainly.
same thing. The next year,
Yeah. What happened the next year? I know.
it was COVID.
Oh yeah, that was just a bad game for us.
It was a
Then
4-5 game, right? We were the four.
I think so. Last year, that was bad. That was just like we had a lot of stuff going on though.
Yeah,
Like leading into that, we didn't have any positive momentum, which was kind of like it was crazy because we had good momentum going into that Buffalo trip.
hmm
And I think Matt got hurt, so he was out both games. And that kind of was like something that just like pushed us over, like pushed us onto the wrong side
yeah,
because we needed like one. I'm pretty sure we needed a one win to get that bye, and
yeah,
we lost both. And the crazy part was the second game, Niagara, we got smacked, and it was a senior night, so know how that goes. What
bro.
you're supposed to do on senior night.
Yeah, they almost did us like we did Monmouth. You remember
Oh
that?
yeah,
Like
we
the
cracked Monmouth
yes,
both
exactly.
times,
Exactly.
but
No, I'm
we.
talking about the first game because that was like the largest margin of victory in a MAC game ever. And they almost beat they almost had us.
Oh yeah, they definitely did. I remember that because we were on the bench. Like I was livid that game.
Yeah.
Like I didn't play bad. Like I didn't even play. Like I was actually doing good, but I didn't get to play much. Like towards the end when it was
Yeah.
starting to get bad. But bro, that was crazy. I remember I was like, wow, bro, like they're about to put a record on us. Like, come on now, and we're supposed to be playing for a play in. Like,
hmm
OD,
For a bye, bro.
yeah, for a bye.
So I mean, piggybacking off of that time period, what was your mindset after the Quinnipiac game?
After the Quinnipiac game, um, I was just like, man,
He was like, I'm out.
I don't know. Yeah, like I feel like that year, like it was just like so much going on, like compared to like what went on in like the off season or like what I was told like before like coming into the year and just how stuff played out. Just I don't know. I just felt like it was time for me to get to like a different place, see different things, like try new stuff, like different offense, different defensive schemes, like more like kind of more freedom for me to play with, So that was really like after that, it was really, well, it's over like here at Marist. But I enjoyed all my time at Marist. Certainly, like the memories, like the people I met, like that's the thing that I take most from Marist. Just like that's like just the people and the players that I played with, like a lot of talented players, good teammates. I don't think I really can't say I ever had a bad teammate
Who
at
who
Marist.
was who was your best teammate though?
My best teammate, T, of course. but 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 other than you, I'd probably have to say Matt, just because like Matt, like, me and him were in it together, like sophomore year, on like we
Your
had like the
roommates, right?
same, yeah, yeah, we were. But I mean he really wasn't there much. But it was just like, I mean, if there's anyone who was gonna get shots up with me after practice, like it was always gonna be Matt, It was gonna be him. We would get up shots whenever we would work out together. Um, you know, then you just know that Matt's gonna, like, he's gonna bust his tail to do all the stuff that it takes to win. So, it's good to have a guy like that on your team for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you mentioned that you enjoyed your Marist experience. What was it like? I mean, coming from Texas, you had always been in Texas, right? Because you went to JUCO in Texas,
Yeah.
all the way up to Poughkeepsie, New York, downstate New York. Like, what was your overall experience like just being so far from home? I know your parents came as much as they could, but like what was it like, especially at a PWI too? Like
Yeah,
that added
certainly.
factor as well.
Yeah. Um, it was just like coming from Texas, like really one of the main things is like the weather. I say like the weather, because it snows a lot up here.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Like it's cold now, like in
What do
Texas,
you
it was like warm when I
what do you
came,
call
like when I
cold
left,
though, B?
bruh. It's 52 degrees, like, and the
52.
wind is blowing. It's 52 and the wind is blowing. Like that's cold to me, bruh.
Wind is bad. Wind is bad at
Nah,
Poughkeepsie for sure.
wind makes everything worse,
Yeah.
certainly.
That library
But
wind,
nah, that's OD.
crazy.
Can't do that. Can't do
The,
that.
the wind over by Garland is crazy too. Library and Garland has the worst wind spots on campus.
Facts. But it was a good experience. It was, like my first time being like on a campus, I guess, with like so many people, like as small as it is, like for me, like it was a big difference, coming from Ranger where it's like 100, 200 people maybe, and like everyone there is like on a sports team. So it's like here, you got NARPs, um, others like other sports, whatever. Like it's a different experience. But it was all good. I enjoyed everything.
That's cool. What did you get your bachelor's in?
I got it in business and marketing,
Yeah.
concentration in marketing.
And then when it came time to like, you enter the portal as a grad transfer. When it came time to like making a decision for what school you're gonna go to, like how did you come to that decision and what made you choose PV?
Um, really, my main thing was playing closer to home. So, like, like Serge, that's one of my guys. Like, he kind of helped me out with like reaching out and stuff, because one of the assistants, well, I'll get to that in a second, but it was mainly just being closer to home, and also having somewhere that I could showcase my talent and skills, and like really kind of like put my game out there more, like, showcase different fastest in my game that I couldn't really do here at Marist. But yeah, so PV, the same guy who recruited me to come to Ranger, he's on the staff there. So it was like it had like a family vibe, you know. So that was one thing. And then just what the coaches told me, like what they wanted my role to be, like how they wanted to help me grow my game and get better and prepare myself, to play professionally. That was like what really stood out to me and what stuck out to me. So that's why I chose PV.
What were some of the things like you identified coming out of Marist where you're like, all right, I need to get good at this in order to be a pro?
Um, Really just kind of like aggressiveness, like just being, like at any moment, like being able to just, flip the switch, not even flip the switch because it's you always got to be turned up, but just, being able to identify when you need to like go score, when you need to do this, when you need to do that, make this play, make that play, really that. And also kind of like, just defending like guards, because typically like, I played like a big,
Big wing.
I don't want to say big, just yeah, like big, like 4 or 5. Like even at Marist, like I was playing like, corner, whatever, however we call it at Marist,
Yeah.
but mostly like I'm guarding bigger guys. So it was just, being able to like first being able to switch out. Like I don't think like I can't guard a guard, but it's just like, just something to improve on. So that was one thing. And then really just being able to, use my dribble more. So, I was working on that in the summer a lot, just being more comfortable handling the basketball because that wasn't really my role at Marist and it wasn't before. So, I had to get better at that because like, in the pro game, like I'm a three, like a 2-3. So
Yeah.
sometimes four, but like how it is nowadays, like you can really should be able to play any position.
You got
But
Draymond playing the
really,
five, bro. You're the same size as
yeah,
Draymond.
exactly. So it's just, just really trying to build my game just all around, just trying to get better in every way. That's really what I felt, to get to that pro level. And then, really just still working,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, just maintaining everything that you already had in your bag already. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Um when it came to like going to PV and all that and being back in Texas and wait, how close to home were you?
I was like 3.5 hours because I was in like PV is like right outside of Houston.
Okay.
And
You
I'm
you
from
stay in
Dallas area, so
Dallas. Yeah.
yeah.
DFW. Yep.
Yes, sir.
So when it came to like making the decision to go to Prairie View, like was it like did the fact that it was a HBCU, did that have any impact on your decision? Like being at a school like Marist for 4 years or 3 years or 4 years? 3 years?
Three.
Being at a school like Marist for 3 years, it's like, all right, were you like, I need to get around my people, or was it just like it just
Really,
more
it
about the
just,
basketball in the school?
um, like in my, like really it was about basketball. Like that was my main focus was trying to go somewhere to play basketball. And PV clearly like it just happened to be at HBCU. So that was like a bonus too, just to, you know, see a different side of things like in terms of school because, it's so much different than the PWI. Like, you know, like there's clearly like differences.
Hmm.
But I mean, it was like it wasn't anything that was like wow, like not I don't know how to say it. Like it wasn't anything that made me say like, oh, this is bad, like here, or they should do this there. But there's like obviously, things that you can compare and contrast.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, it's a great institution. Like both are great institutions, with great people in charge and stuff. So that's really all that mattered. Like obviously you want to go somewhere where the community is involved, and I feel like the community is very involved up there, like or down there, I guess you should say, in PV. So that was like it was a great experience to be in an environment like that. It was like the games, like the atmosphere is like Prairie View versus Texas Southern game, like that's like a big rivalry in college sports.
Weren't they
And
like
just to
fighting
be
before the game this year in football?
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think that was them versus Southern. It might have been football too. I don't remember 100%, but I just know like it was like an honor to be a part of something like that to make my mark in the game. Also, the second time around, I guess the first one too, but we'll get into that, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all right, so at Marist, I mean, when you're at Prairie View, um, it's not like you're walking into a classroom. You're not walking into a marketing class full of finance bros from Long Island. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a completely different vibe in the classroom, on campus, all that stuff.
Yeah, well, the funny part is like every class that I've taken there has been online so far. So I've never been to a classroom. But just like the CAF, I guess it's called the MSC there. Like that's clearly different. Like, typically, I just sit with like my teammates and stuff though. So it's nothing like, nothing crazy, but there is definitely a different vibe. Like every Wednesday, like they have like hump day where it's like everyone goes to like the lawn, like the yard basically, and it's like a big party, like on, because it's Wednesday or whatever.
A party
I don't
every
know the his
Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean it's like if for an hour, like right before lunch, like right outside like the MSC. So and it's you have like the frats and the sororities or whatever, and they like, do their strolls and stuff, and they would have like a theme. But yeah, that was like one thing that was like really cool. And then obviously like it's warm in Texas, like it's hot. So people are like outside, like it's not like people are like, oh my God, like we have to be outside. But it was cool. It was nice. Definitely.
What do you think of the HBCU, or not even the HBCU, just like black frats and like the strolls and stuff that they do? I've always like looked at it and I was like, I never understood it. Like, do you know the history behind that and like why they do that? And what's your thoughts on that? I never really understood it.
Um, I'm the same as you. I mean, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I don't know what it is because like, like frats are supposed to be like secret societies kind of like brotherhood. So, I mean, I really don't have much insight into it, but you know,
If you
someone else
weren't,
probably
yeah,
they
if you
probably
weren't a basketball
know
player,
better
which
than
what you said?
I said they probably like someone that's like in it, they probably know more than me or someone else. But yeah.
Yeah. If you weren't a basketball player and you didn't have that huge time commitment, would you consider joining a frat or something like that?
Mm,
Like, what would
to
you be
be
doing?
honest, I don't know. I definitely don't. I don't know if I would join a frat just because, like, like most people who join, like their parents were like part of it. Like they're like legacy or whatever. Like my mom, she was like in some sorority, but like she's never really talked much about it. And like my dad also, like he wasn't in anything like that. So it's never been anything that I've really paid attention to, honestly. So I don't know. I mean, and like the hazing thing, like I don't know. Me
Those are
personally, I just can't
crazy.
I can't get like, like hit like and just
Branded.
like take it. Yeah, like I can't get touched like that and just take it.
Mm.
But what would I be doing if I didn't hoop? That's a great question. Cause I really don't know. Like as long as I've been hooping and like as long as like this has been like my focus, like I really haven't really thought of much else. So, I'd probably be using my degree somehow though.
I got you. Yeah, I could see you working in marketing for sure. Very personable guy. Um,
Yes, sir.
so going home, got to experience HBCU life. I didn't know you're taking online classes. That's pretty cool. You probably have more time on your
Yeah,
hands too. That's
yeah.
that's what I was doing last year with the
Okay.
online classes. So no, it's
Yeah,
pretty smooth, honestly. So
yeah. Just
um
need a professor that knows what they're like format, like the format, because sometimes it gets confusing, like
yeah,
keeping up with dates and stuff.
yeah.
You just gotta kind of organize it yourself.
Yeah, you gotta write. That's what I did. It's like whenever I was in an online class, I made sure to like write all the due dates out on like a piece of paper or a calendar somewhere. So like I'll be able to see them whenever I need like so I had an idea of what was going on. But
Yeah,
I definitely prefer online class, like not all online classes, but like having a mix of like online and in person because in person class is just a grind, bro. Like I don't know how I don't know how you do it, honestly. At Marist, I took
facts.
at Marist, my freshman year, I took all in-person classes, and then I never took an all in-person. I never had an all in-person semester since then. It was
Nah,
crazy.
there's no way. Cause
Mhm.
like just like getting up, like having to walk everywhere, like get to this class, that class. That's probably the hardest part, honestly. Like
Mhm.
especially with how spread out things are. Like, in
Yeah,
high school, it's just, well, for me at least, it was, oh, you go here, first period, second period here, third period, and it's like everywhere, like in the same vicinity, kind of.
yeah,
But like college is here, there, this building, that building, like, and hey, you can't be running, like you really can't run late. Like you can, but like, you know how that goes.
what would you rather be? And I probably already know your answer. Late to a class or late to practice?
Late to a class with ease.
Yeah.
With ease. Bruh, I think at Marist, I was late one time.
Yeah.
One time, my whole time at Marist.
What
And
happened?
at prayer, what happened, bruh? So, I had an appointment, like a hair appointment to get my hair twisted.
I remember
Bro,
this. I remember this.
bruh. And it was literally, what time? It was like 9. Bro, I had my appointment for like 8. The lady didn't start my hair till like 9:30 or
Bro.
10, maybe. That was probably the worst. That was probably like, bro, like the crazy part is like I actually like planned to get there early so that
Right.
they could do it so I could be like on time for practice. And the lady doesn't start for a whole hour and a half. Like,
Yeah.
say, bro, like, I should have just did it a different day, I guess.
Yeah, like circumstances like that, it's like you try your best and then something always ends up happening. Was it like she just didn't want to start then, or it was like she didn't get there on time, or like what
She
was the
was
deal?
just she was just taking her time, bro. Really. She was just like taking her sweet time. And I told her, the crazy part is I told her that I had to be there at this time or that time. But like, I don't know. I feel like people that don't hoop don't understand, bro. Like they don't understand what it takes, like just in terms of dedication and like, the time management. Like if you have practice at 12, you're not gonna get there at 11, like 11:50. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like me personally, like I always like minimum, bare minimum is like 30 minutes. I gotta be there 30 minutes before practice at least. Like typically I like an hour, but like depending on like what's going on, um, like if there's a team practicing before you, then like okay, I can be a little closer to time because like I'm just getting there early for no reason at that point. But I
yeah,
typically like to be there early. So people just don't understand that. And I feel like that's kind of what it was. That's kind of why she took her time like that, because she just didn't understand like how imperative it was I made it there on time.
exactly, exactly, yeah. And I think like you're right when you say like people just don't understand. It's like, and then what ended up being your punishment for not showing up on time? I don't even remember.
I don't think I played the next game, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, we won by like 30 that game, so it was like no biggie.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Dang. Yeah, he was not happy. Yeah.
That was last. I'm pretty sure that was last year.
That was last season, yeah. I think it was the
Yeah.
Monmouth game, the first Monmouth game, the game we were just talking about.
Nah, it was Bethune because it was before we went home for Christmas. It was the last game before we left for
Oh, yeah,
Christmas.
yeah, 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 yeah. I got in that game, but yeah. What are you getting your degree in?
I'm just getting a, MBA.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
sir.
So, I mean, I assume you don't plan on using it at least for now. You want to go pro, you want to play at the professional level.
Yeah.
What are your plans for that? Like, are you training, preparing, conditioning, all that type of stuff? Like, what's your process looking like for playing at the next level?
Right now, I'm just like still like looking like I'm still trying to like, figure out a lot of stuff because, like no one is there like, like, oh, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. Like a lot of it is really just, doing research yourself, like, get in contact with people yourself, like, if you don't have the contacts or whatever. But luckily I have like some people that are you know, talking to people for me and stuff like that. So just like trying to figure that out, trying to, make sure that I get like with a good agent, because that's really the most important thing. Like we had a Zoom with this guy that like he runs like the Eurobasket.com website or something. And he was just telling us like in terms of like playing overseas, like the thing that you need to do the most is like you need to like take the best offer that you can get. Like, like play in this league, like try to get to this league, because like if you do good, he said like, you can go here. But like if you just take the first thing and you're down here, you're only gonna go up here. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But like if you're already here and you play good, then you can go here. If you don't play like, as good as you should, then there's here to go to instead of, being here, and
Hmm.
then you're basically bottomed out.
Yeah,
But I think that was just a good tip. And, like always like still, working out, trying to stay in shape, find runs and stuff, just trying to make sure I keep my game sharp and ready for any opportunity.
yeah. Are you still doing yoga?
Yeah, like from time to time, like not as much as I was, but like, I did it. I know I did it sometime last week. So, I got to do it again this week. It was a pretty long one too.
Hmm.
Those I kind of, lose my focus a little bit, but it was good still.
Come on,
It was
B.
still
You
good.
you were leading the yoga when we were at Maris together, bro.
I was, but hey, we was never doing 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Never that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, that's cool. I'm sure, going to PV, you mentioned you wanted to be able to showcase your skills a little bit more. I know Coach Dunn is a very defensive minded coach, and there's only so much time in practice and in games you can do stuff on offense. So, um, what was it like in terms of having a little bit more freedom offensively this season?
Um, I think it was good for me personally because like being at Marist so long where it wasn't like, I wasn't able to do like a lot of things. It was like kind of like, going from a PWI to HBCU was like a culture shock or
Yeah.
whatever. Like that for me, like the freedom that I had was kind of like a culture shock to me because I just hadn't had that in like so long.
Hmm.
So it was kind of like I feel like there was like a point where I was just like, wow, like I don't know. I didn't know how to handle it kind of. But like towards the end, like, towards the end of the season, it was like, I really found like figured out like, I'm able to do what I want. Like I'm able to get to this spot and take this shot or, get into this move or whatever and do this or that. So it was it was like kind of liberating, honestly, just doing things that I knew that I could do that, weren't able to be shown or like some maybe there wasn't belief in me to do that. just having that belief in me from someone and letting me play my game was just it was a good feeling.
Awesome. Awesome. No, I'm happy for you, bro. Like it looked like you had a good season. I looked at a lot of like the highlights and stuff that was posted on like Twitter and everything, and um it definitely showed that you definitely had a great, especially the end of your season. I was looking at the stats, bro. You're in double digits of every game at the end, like the last 6 games, I think
Yeah.
you're in double digits. So
Hmm.
what
Yeah.
kind of clicked for you in terms of just turning everything on, especially at the perfect time at the end of the season?
Yeah. Really it was just like the beginning of conference, like basically like the whole middle, like whatever. It was just like I don't know. It was like we were losing like so many games like to teams that we definitely should have beat. And like I wasn't even able to really, impact the game in any way. Like I really didn't get like a chance to do much some games. So it was like there was things that happened, like, this guy might have got hurt, that guy might have got hurt, this guy got benched or whatever. And, coach just, he showed that he believed in me and he like let me play and he let me play through like whatever was going on. And I just basically was like, you know what, like, it's like I want to make it to the tournament because in the SWAC, like you have to actually qualify to make your conference tournament. Like it's like the top 8 out of 12. So
Got you.
we were in a battle basically for like, to get in the tournament because like, we lost like we basically at the beginning, I'm pretty sure we lost like we didn't win a single back to back. Like because like in the SWAC, it was Friday or what day was it? It was Saturday and Monday games. So we lost, like we would either win the first and lose the second, or lose the second, lose the first, win the second. Like, so it was like a lot of that was going on. And um, I got in versus I think Missouri Valley State at home, and or no, it was actually UAPB who beat us at their place on one of those, back to backs. So we played them there. We played them at our place, and I got in. Coach let me, like, he just let me hoop really, and it was fun. Like it was a close game, whatever, and we won. So we like got the bump over them, whatever. Then we played. Who did we play? We played Mississippi Valley State, and I had a good game that game. I just really it was just basically just me telling myself like if I'm open, like I'm shooting the ball, no hesitation. If I have this drive, I'm taking this drive. If I'm able to get to this spot, like really just basically trying to take the game into my own hands and like just be aggressive, really be assertive on the court. That's basically all it came down to.
Yeah, man. I mean, and to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to like gas you up or anything, but like you're probably one of the most offensively gifted players I've ever played with. So I'm glad to see you have such an effective uh, end to your college career, just because it's the type of player I knew you were because I had seen it in practices and pickup and stuff like that. And I'm glad you were able to showcase that, especially
Yes, sir.
when it mattered for you guys. But no, that's tough, man. That's cool. What made you decide to wear number 2 this season? Is that because you're a
Mm,
junior, Braden the second? Or are you junior or
um,
the second?
I don't
What's
remember.
the deal with your
Yeah,
name?
I'm the second. Yeah, I'm the second. Second.
Why aren't you Braden Bell Jr.?
I don't know. That's just what my mom decided to do, really.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. You gotta ask her. I might ask her tonight, honestly. But but I really don't know. Like I felt like it was just like, going to a different place. I felt like I needed just to like change, like kind of like start over a little bit. So I just went with two.
Got you. What made you pick 24 at Marist? Were you 24 to what was your number like growing up?
Growing up, it was like in high school and I think middle school. Actually, I don't even remember what I was in middle school, to be honest. But I know in high school I was 33. And
Okay.
that was just because like I was a freshman on varsity. So like everyone already had like their jerseys, and there was like two numbers that I could get, and it was like 33 or 34. And I was like, all right, I'll take 33. That was
Gotcha.
pretty much it. And then when I went to Ranger, I was 33, I'm pretty sure. And that was just because I was always that number in high school. That's why I took it. And then whenever I went to Marist, I picked 24 because like Kobe, and then there was like a tournament when I played AAU where they didn't have my jersey. So I wore 24 that game or whatever, and I like went crazy that game. So that was like I just was felt like I played good in 24.
Yeah. And you would have had to fight Z-Man for 33 and you didn't want that problem.
No, I just let him have it. But it wasn't because I didn't want the problem. No.
No, yeah, I got you. I got you. No, that's funny though. Two is a good number. I mean, that's Gigi's number two, now that I think about it. So now
Yeah,
you got to rep Kobe and Gigi in your college career. That's pretty cool. Um
facts.
oh, I'm meant to ask you this because I wanted to ask someone who maybe has a little bit more knowledge on the situation. What's going on with your Mavericks? I know it's a bit off topic, but can you explain the situation to me? Lucas said
Can
he don't
I
want to play
explain the
basketball
situation?
anymore. Kyrie came and everyone thought they were gonna be good, but now they're struggling.
I mean, bruh, they like the thing with the Mavs is like they refuse to get a good center. Like
Yeah,
they don't like they got C Wood. Like I guess C Wood
he's
is
a
like more of a
four.
four. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a four, but like at the same time, they don't play him like they don't play him as much as they should. Like they continue to play like Dwight Powell and Maxey. Like they're good guys or whatever, but like they're not really giving you much like offensively. Like you
Yeah.
have to like whenever it says Luca, like I don't know, but Luca like clearly like has something like going on in his personal life. Like I know like someone said like he was in like some kind of legal like lawsuit or whatever with his mom, like over his
Oh
trademark or
yeah.
something. So
Yeah.
like that probably has something to do with it. And then, bruh, I don't know. I don't know if Jason Kidd is the guy, but I mean, they looked good last season. But then again, think about it. Like they would like if you look at what they gave up to get Kyrie, like bro, you gave up your best perimeter defender in Dodo, gave him up.
Yeah.
Um,
Hardaway,
to
right?
be honest,
Or
nah,
Hardaway's
they
still
still
there.
got him. Yeah, I really
Okay.
don't know who else they traded. That's really the only one I know. I know they traded Boban. I can't remember what they traded him for though.
Boban's on the Rockets now. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I went to a Rockets game. Me and Grace, we went to Rockets versus Knicks, and that
Oh,
was just like in this game, RJ Barrett and Brunson, neither one of them played. So it was like Julius Randle, like he had to he had to score more or whatever. Bruh, I watched like firsthand, like bro, all they do is just give him the ball, clear the side of the court, and then just let him draw a foul. Cause like he does all this stuff and then he does that to
yeah.
draw fouls to get to the
Mhm.
line. Like so it's like so obvious to see like how people put up numbers. Like a lot of nights, like dudes just shoot a bunch of free throws. They just get to the line and just make a bunch of free throws, which is a
Yeah.
skill. It's honestly a skill to get to the free throw line. Like, well, I guess when you take that many shots, though, it's kind of not, but it is at the same time. Like
No,
look at Embiid.
yeah, and it's a skill that is you're seeing especially more nowadays. If you're big and you have quick feet, that's the number one thing that's going to get you free throws. Because guys aren't going to want to get beat by a big who has quick feet because they always like if you have quick feet and you're a guard, you're getting past people. But if you have quick feet and you're a big, like you're normally getting fouled by a guy who's not trying to let you get past them. So it's like guys like Julius Randle, guys like DeMarcus Cousins in his prime, guys like Joel Embiid, like they're gonna they get to the free throw line a lot because they just have such quick feet. So like bigs can't really stay in front of them. It's kind of
Facts.
amazing
It
to
is like,
watch.
and they
AD,
just like facts. And but nah, AD,
Giannis.
bro, I can't even talk about AD. Like, bro, the game, like them against the Knicks. I don't know how long ago this was, but I was so disappointed in AD, bro. So disappointed.
Yeah, he's had his
Like,
ups
bro,
and
what are you
downs.
doing? It's just like the thing to me is like, bro, if LeBron, like, first off, LeBron is out. So
Yeah,
like you're the guy, like you're the guy. You're the one who needs to be like, dominating the ball, getting the shots. Bro, and that I think that was like that might have been D'Lo's, like I think he had 30 something that game. But bro, I just watched Anthony Davis sit screen after screen and not even really roll. Not like just do one of those screens and then just basically float away. I'm
yeah,
like, bro, you need to like roll, like make yourself available, like be a presence. Like, and he can do that. Like everyone knows Anthony Davis can dominate a game, but it's just like if he wants to or not.
yeah. That's
That's
that's the
really it.
absolute worst too. Is like people will half cut or half screen. Like, of course, like obviously you're probably not going to get the ball if you half cut or half screen, but people don't understand what that does to the spacing. Because if you just like
Yeah.
do a half-ass cut or a half-ass screen, it's like that messes it up for the next guy. You know what I mean? It's just this, domino effect.
Yeah. It's just like, bro, if you cut hard, then someone has to like help you, or this man has to take you, he has to tag you, whatever, and that gives someone else like a second of space
Yeah.
that is like the difference between a bucket or
Yeah.
maybe a shot clock violation.
Mm-hmm.
You never
Yeah.
know.
So what was your routine like at PV? Like how did it switch up now that you were taking all online classes and it's a new basketball program? What time of day did you guys practice? Like the same time or was it different?
Yeah, it was like pretty much the same. Like, well, actually, there were some times where we would go at like 6:30, 7, like that early sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's clearly like a big difference from Maris, where we'll
Huge.
never have an early practice.
Yeah.
So that was cool though. Like I actually like that because me personally, like just hooping, like that's like what I like to do anyways. So basically I'm just getting up early to do something that I already love. Like
Mm-hmm.
for some people it's like, oh my gosh, like yeah, practice is early, but it's just like for me, it's like, bruh, like you could be doing something else, like so like you could be doing something so bad, like you could be in the worst position, but like you just have to wake up and come play basketball. Like that's fine with me. But yeah, like it was either that, like that was like only on a certain like a few days, and then like it was typically like we would have weights at 2 and then practice at 3. That's typically what it was.
Gotcha.
And then like at one point it was like we would go from like 3 to 6, I think. I'm not sure if that's right, but at one point it was like we were doing like a bunch of like, conditioning stuff early on in the season, but that was typically it. Like, I would just like I would get up, whatever, go to like I would either shoot before or after like the calf. So that was cool. Like, cause the girls typically would practice like before us.
Okay.
So yeah, I would try, I always try to get up shots, get up extra shots, get up extra work, get extra work in. But like a lot of times it was usually I would get them up like later in the night, later in the day, just
Mhm.
because again there was nothing going on, and I really had like nothing better to do. And that's what I would, hey, use my time wisely. If I got some free time, might as well get in the gym.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, would you end up doing, did you take your car down to Texas? What happened to your car, bro?
Yeah. Me and my pops drove it. We
Oh
drove it,
yeah.
yeah, from here to there, or basically to Dallas. So
Dang.
that was a long trip. And we did it in like basically a day. Like we did it, like we basically, like obviously it's gonna be more than a day, but like we did it in like one sitting, like we didn't stop basically.
Really?
Like we stopped for food and stuff, but like we didn't take like any
You didn't like
extended
sleep?
stops. Yeah, we didn't do none of that.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
I did. I slept in the car while
Yeah.
he drove, but
Yeah.
I drove like 6 or 7 hours, like the first 6 or 7, and then he took over, and then I drove for like 2, and then he drove the rest.
Hmm. Dang. How long did
It
it,
was
how long
like
did it take you guys? Like 24 hours?
yeah, definitely, because we left. we left at night, I think. Like, I don't know exactly what time. Or we left at like 8, maybe 8 at night, something like that. And we got there at like 11 p.m. the next day.
Wow.
So that was crazy.
Yeah. You think you'll ever do a road trip like that again?
Maybe, but like not just to not like straight through. Like I would definitely have to stop, and like see stuff, sightsee or whatever.
For real. For real. We used to go to Maryland a lot when I was a kid to go to the beach, like for family vacations. Like I just have such bad memories of doing that, bro, and like sitting in the back because it was at the worst time of like my life. Like, when you're like 13, 14, 15, it's like when you're starting to like get your growth spurt and everything. So I'm in the
Oh
back
yeah,
seat, like all the luggage packed back there. My knees are on fire. Like I can't like get up or anything. Um, nah, I don't. So nowadays, like if I got to do a long drive, even the drive from home to Poughkeepsie was crazy. Like I don't know how I did the drive. I stopped once.
home. How long is that? How long
Home,
is that?
that's like a little bit over 3 hours. So like
Okay,
3:15.
that's like basically almost like me going from PV to home.
Yeah,
Like three, it was like 3.5 for me. It
yeah.
was, hey, honestly, it's not that bad of a drive for me at least. I don't know, like I know, like here, like you got the Taconic and all of that stuff. Like you
Hmm.
got some pretty bad roads up
Well, I
here.
didn't. I luckily since I'm upstate, I didn't have to take the Taconic. Thank God, bro. Like that would have been something in itself. Um, I just took the throughway up, which I mean is fine. Like eventually you see like literally nothing. It's like farms and fields and stuff like that. So um the first few times it was tough, but then I got used to it.
For sure.
I like it, man. But yeah, couple more questions for you. If you could have like a dream scenario about how your next few months and into your pro career like plays out, like what would be your ideal scenario? Like what country, even if you could pick, what league would you be in? How long would you want to be over there? Would you ever try to come back to the States, maybe do G League or something like that? Maybe the league? Like what would be your ideal scenario?
Huh, my ideal scenario. That's actually crazy you asked that because like I was looking like there's like a lot of players that played like their first year, like in the NBA that are in the NBA that played their first year like overseas. Like Pat Bev did, like he played, I don't know exactly what league he played in, but he played overseas for a year,
Yeah.
then went to the G League. Um Haywood Highsmith, you heard of him?
Yep. He used to play for the
Yeah,
Sixers.
him. Yeah, he did the same thing, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
So
A
he
lot
did
a lot
something
of guys
similar like
did.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys like there's a lot of dudes in the league that go like take that route basically. So really that's kind of like what I want to do. Like if anything, like, get a job overseas, do well my first year, maybe get like a summer league contract or whatever, turn that into like G League and then, try to get like a two-way or whatever, or basically however I can get to the league. That's obviously like any guy, I'm pretty sure that's any dude's like, dream, like
Yeah.
hooping is to make it to that level. And just I think with like hard work, I can get there, honestly.
Yeah. What's your ideal country to start off in? Like where like if you're
Mm,
thinking like from a destination standpoint, like what's a country you always wanted to live in?
a country I always want to live in. I don't know. I feel like anything like, like on that like France, Spain, like the coast, like something like that. Like but those two countries I feel like really, really Spain, because Spain is like they got probably the second best league in the
Big
world
time, yeah.
with that, yeah, with the ACB.
Hmm.
Then, Germany, but like, Euro League, any team that's like playing in, Euro League really,
Yeah.
because that's like big time, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
A lot of EuroLeague guys make NBA money. So it's crazy. Like
yeah,
It's nuts how
Facts.
it's highly competitive. You know, guys like Luca have come out and said like it's harder to score in the EuroLeague.
Yeah,
That's why you
definitely with other
see,
rules.
yeah, like, well, not even with all the rules, like the stars of the EuroLeague average like 17, 18 points a game. It's like back in
Yeah,
college. It's like the star
yeah,
average is like 17 to 20 points a game. And then, everyone else pitches in where see fit. Whereas like the league, you might have a dude averaging like 30. The next best guy might average like 20, and you got three other dudes averaging double digits. It's like crazy how
yeah.
the numbers get inflated in the NBA. It's
Yeah, it's just like a completely different like style of play like over there. Like, it's more team. I feel like it's more team oriented. Like there's more guys that have to sacrifice personal stuff for the team as opposed to NBA. Like NBA, like really what I learned like watching games and just like, like seeing it firsthand is just like guys just they're gonna take their shots no matter what, like the
yeah,
amount of money that they're getting paid, like you're getting paid like what? You're getting paid $75 million to be able to hit corner threes.
yeah,
Like you're there to do this. So like when you get those spots, like you're gonna shoot the ball. Like it doesn't matter like if Luca, like if you play the Mavs, if Luca's there, if you have this shot, like you take that shot. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where in like Europe, it's more like okay, like they run more systems. Like their systems are more, I feel like more complex. Like they have, I don't think they have defensive 3 seconds. So you can camp in the paint. That's one
yeah,
thing. That's like with a lot of people that play like Euro League or whatever. Like that's a lot of things. That's like a big difference that they say is like you can actually camp in the paint. So
yeah,
like there's always going to be someone there like protecting the rim. Where in the
yeah.
NBA it's like you can't be in the paint that long. But
You could also
I
touch it
think
on the rim.
yeah, you like if the ball like you can hit the ball off the rim,
Hmm.
whatever. So like there's like a lot of different ways, like reasons for why that is. Like the scoring numbers are so inflated in the league, and then I feel like it's like in like overseas ball, like I don't think like many players like on the smaller teams and stuff. I don't think they sign like long-term contracts. So they like I mean in like Madrid and stuff like they do because
Yeah.
they have that type of money. But like what the guy on the Zoom was telling me was like there was some league, I think it was in the Netherlands. Like he was showing us like one team that's kind of like at the top, and then it was one that was at the bottom. And he's friends with both of the coaches, right? So the coach of this, like mind you, they're in the exact same league, like whatever, same league, same country. This team that's up here, their coach had like 2 million to allocate to the players, like for salaries, 2 million. And then the next team, like the guy down here, like he
Hmm.
only had like 36K to do with his like to pay his players.
Oh my
So it's
God.
like it's just like that's like basically kind of what the guy was telling me, like like take the best deal that you can get, like
Yeah.
because like there's situations like that where like if you start off on that team on the bottom, like you're not gonna make any money your first year,
Hmm.
whereas like you might make more up here, like and be able to go up to another level or whatever and make more money there, because it's really like you make it in the NBA, like people make like most players that go to the league, like they go right out of college or whatever, one and done
Yeah.
or whatever, like they're getting like they're getting like mills like to blow through whatever. Like if you start on this route, like you might not get, you might be making like less than minimum wage basically, like throughout a for like the course of a year.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have to like it's really something that you got to be smart with. Just like where you decide to play college. Like if you go here, oh, am I gonna be able to do this or this? Because like nowadays, people don't stay for 4 years at schools. Like
Yeah.
the big name guys, like they don't stay, and like not even big name, just like anywhere now, like everyone is transferring and stuff. So it's like creating a big, like what's crazy is like my team this year. I'm pretty sure we had the most like grad transfers and seniors in the country because we had like 10
Really?
seniors and yeah, we had like 10.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So that's
That's a
like,
ton.
that's like a jungle, all those
Yeah.
older dudes trying to like, compete for playing time and stuff.
Right.
But everyone feels like they made like they've done this and that to like, deserve this.
Exactly.
So, I mean, but that's like the landscape of basketball now, like college
Big
basketball
time.
now, especially with NIL, like, a lot of people don't like we didn't get NIL at PV. We didn't get NIL at Maris, but I mean like we
You
didn't
you
have
had a
any
couple
deals.
deals. I know you had deals.
Yeah, but like how they have like a collective now,
Oh yeah, yeah, the
like how
yeah.
like Bardo is getting like
I saw
they get
that.
like 36K like
I saw
for a
that.
year.
Yeah.
That's OD. Like that's cheese.
Shout out Barno, man.
Yes, shout out my boy. Yes, sir.
He's living, bro. Yeah, I
Definitely.
saw that. They like guaranteed every football player and basketball player gets like 20 something. I was like, yo, what? Bro? Like everybody. I was like, all right, man. Like, that's crazy. Like, unbelievable, bro. And it's like college quarterbacks riding around like G Wagons and stuff like that. Like CJ Stroud got a G Wagon and then bought his entire team suits at Express. Like, what?
Like, bro, it's just like now it's like what like people are like when they get to the league, like they feel like they're entitled.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like. But
yeah.
you know,
They're like they could be
uh,
like I think that's why Armando Baycott keeps going back because he's like
yeah, for sure.
if I get a two-way deal,
It's
I
because
won't
way
be
less.
way less than what I'm already making at UNC, which is why I was astonished earlier today when I saw Caleb Love enter the portal.
Oh yeah, but they had a lot of stuff going on at UNC this year.
Oh,
Like
really?
personal, yeah, like personal stuff.
I didn't know
So
that. I just thought they were just struggling, like as it like they just weren't winning games like everyone expected them to.
yeah, they had like I guess like RJ Davis and like Caleb Love, like they had some kind of tension, like some kind of beef going on
Yeah.
over a girl.
No.
So,
That's always
you
the
know,
dumbest. That's the dumbest thing to beef about these days. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
yeah, it
Dumbest thing
is
to beef about. Wow, that's crazy.
facts.
What is it like being back on campus as an alum?
Um, it's actually like so weird. Like I went to the calf or whatever the other day with Noah and like some of the the new freshmen,
Yeah.
all good dudes. But it was just seeing everyone in there is like it's like so weird. Because I feel like everyone just looks like nowadays, like everyone looks like kids.
Yeah.
Like everyone just looks like a little kid. So it was weird, honestly, but it's always good to be back.
Hmm. Yeah. Like shout out Matt, the manager. I don't know why when you said kid, I
Facts.
immediately thought about him. But I love Matt. No, no, no shade to him. I'm just saying.
Facts. That's my guy. He definitely rebounded for me too. I definitely made sure he paid his dues, did his manager duty and rebounded for his boy. Nah.
Yeah. What
But
a
nah, he
guy.
definitely
What a
did.
guy. I love that.
Facts.
Have you hooked up with Justin since you've been back in Hudson Valley?
Yeah, I hit him up. I hit him up. It might have been yesterday or the day before, but yeah, I'm definitely like gonna get in the lab with him or whatever. But he just has to like make sure like it's cool. Like we use the gym and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, definitely hit him up.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Over the summer, one of the funniest things I ever saw was when you drove the bike to the workout. I hey, I love the dedication, bro.
Bruh,
All you had to do
that
was
was
call
OD.
me and tell me that you needed a ride.
Bro, I don't think I definitely, bro, there's no way I knew you were there, bro.
Yeah.
No way. But bruh, I definitely was
The seat came
like
off the
I thought
bike,
that
bro.
yes, bro. Like I thought my girl's housemate was here and would be able to take me. But like whenever I like came out or whatever, I was like, oh my God, his car's not here. So I just like was like, fuck, like, oh my bad. I was like, bro, how am I gonna get there, bro?
Yeah.
So, I went in the garage and I saw like I just hopped on the first bike I saw. I was like, bro, what? Bro, so I'm on the way and then the thing just like falls off, bro. Like the seat just falls off. I'm like, bro, how am I gonna do this? So like clearly I had to ride the bike like basically sitting like standing up the whole
Yeah,
time.
you had to get
Bruh.
out the saddle.
Yeah. Bro.
That's
And I
what
was like, how far? I'm trying to think of how far I was. Honestly, it wasn't far,
still.
but it is. Like I'm on a bike, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's like a 10-minute drive if you drive it. So I don't even know what
Yeah.
it is on a bike. That's what KD used to always say. KD used to always talk about him on his Peloton. He used to text
Yeah.
me, be like, make sure you get out the saddle when you're on your bike. I'm like, bro, what? So you was out the saddle for that bike ride.
Certainly.
Yeah, man.
And I
But
had to go up that hill. I had to go up that hill like to get to the gym.
yeah.
Bro, that was nuts.
The-
Basically got to work out in before I got to the gym.
yeah, exactly. And you still shot well from my memory. You still shot really well that workout. So hey
Facts.
man, that's just gonna be a funny story you'll be able to tell your kids one day, man. But um no, I appreciate you coming on, bro. Some
Yes,
really
sir.
cool
Appreciate you
stuff.
for having me again. Appreciate it, bro.
Of course, man. 3 times. Shout out to Braden coming on 3 times. A new not a new record, but you tied the record now with one and only Matt Harass Me.
Yes, sir. My guy.
Yeah, that's hey man, that's good company to have.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
Definitely.
absolutely, man. Hey, best of luck with everything going forward. If you need anything, if you're ever in Ohio, you want to work out, the text. You ever, want to come to a baseball game, the text.
Yes, sir.
But hey, man, I'm proud of you, bro, and I'm excited to see what happens with your career moving forward.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. All love. All love. For sure.
Thank you, bro. All right.
Damn, that's crazy.